Hello, namaste, good evening, everybody. I have a wonderful and a very special guest who has joined me from USA, and she is none other than Relaed. Thank you, Relaed. She is founder of Voice for India, and she has such a great impact on many of such audiences who are there in India, also there in USA, and she really means it when she says Voice for India. I really appreciate the entire work she's doing, the way she's putting it across for Indians who are here, and then she's raising it up there in USA. So welcome, Rani, to the platform of Nation Talks, and it's really wonderful to be connected with you over here, and for all the audiences who are going to watch you and me on this particular topic of ours, which is going to highlight many things related to US elections, related to Hinduism, the Islamist things, which are we going to, talk to you about that. What do you think on those topics? So welcome, Rani.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. Ram Ram, everybody tuning in. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. And see, Rani, there's so much so going on. I'll start with the US elections first because there's so much so going on. Looking at 3rd November coming so near, it's hardly any days left now. And we all are watching and seeing it very closely. While we look at the analysts, we look at a lot of things which are like psychologists or agencies who are writing, whether it's Washington Post or any other, channel wherein it's coming like Donald Trump is going to lose probably. That's the news which is coming from big time. So what do you think? You are there in the USA. You must be having those minds which are there. You are there. You can give us the direct, information kind wherein it's going to go because see, it matters a lot as far as it's the victory of Trump again, like it happened last time also. There were certain projections, and they all turned out to be opposite. Wherein when we talk about the astrologers, anyone for that a matter, but they all came out to be false, and then he won. So this time, what's your
Yes.
yeah, so this time, what's your vibe? Like what the country is seeing and how it's all
Mhm.
going on there?
Okay, so it's been so much chaos and energy in the air now because this is the biggest election in history. This isn't just a fight against Republicans and Democrats, Trump and Joe Biden. This is a fight against good versus evil. This is a fight against saving our country, America, from Biden and the Democrats, because we will lose our country, we will lose our heritage, we will become an Islamic country under Joe Biden and the Democrats. They're sleeping with Islam, they're sleeping with China. So to get back to the points that I wanted to say was, just like with Hillary, don't believe the polls, because a lot of the companies that are doing these statistics and the polls are Trump haters, the Republican haters, and they're really suppressing the polls. They are not accurate. And we know that. If we go back to 2016 when Trump was running against Hillary, they said that Hillary would win by 65% and that Trump had a 35%. Well, we know who won almost by a landslide on electoral votes. So that alone, you can see that these polls are not accurate because they want to change the perception of the people to think that everybody loves Hillary, everybody's voting for Hillary. That's why they do this, to change people's perception. But obviously, it didn't work, and they think it's going to work now. But actually, for some reason, they think that the typical American people are stupid. This is the egotisticness and the narcissist of these media, social media channels. This is how egotistic they are. It didn't work last time, and it's not going to work now. And if you look at the rallies going on now, there's thousands and thousands of people showing up for for Trump's rally. Joe Biden, he had a rally in Arizona. No one showed up. The media went there to cover it. The media is looking for people. Nobody was there. 50 people are showing up. So, like, how can you fool people that Joe Biden is winning so much in the polls when nobody's showing up at his rallies? But you have thousands and thousands of people sleeping out to see Trump. The lines are long. So I never believe the polls. They're always so corrupt. So, and because I know people say, oh, Joe Biden's going to win. Joe Biden's going to look at the polls, look at the polls. So, no. Remember in May of 2019 when Modi G won by a landslide? Look at how the media ripped Modi apart, tore him to shreds. I mean, it was horrible what the media and Congress, Rahul Gandhi did to Modi. And Modi ended up winning by a landslide with BJP. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Trump on the second one. The Republican Party and Trump are going to win by a landslide.
Yes, that's something which India would like to hear also, because we all know how Joe Biden is. His ideologies are totally opposite of what India really wants. So the kind of international relations which are going to be built up when the things are going to turn out probably on 3rd of November, we'd like to got to know about it. But that's great that you are giving us a positive sign about Trump going to win this extensively in US. So that's where the Indian hearts also lies, because you also must be knowing about the facts that the kind of remarks and the kind of comments Joe Biden has always been saying about Indian politics, or on Kashmir as far as that is concerned, or on Pakistan, on Turkey, all these countries, and as far as India is concerned, he is showing a very different face altogether. Anyway,
Yes.
thank you, Rennie, for highlighting that part. But then I'm coming to you about you founded this Voice for India. I would like to ask you one question about this. What made you what made you feel so close to India? What actually attracted you while you designed this concept and you started working on this beautiful journey of yours, and today you are here? So what was the main thing behind designing this concept and going about it?
Okay, so as a world traveler, traveling all over the world, I've been to so many countries. So when I went to India, I was like shocked. I was blown away by the hospitality, the people. It was amazing. I've never seen the hospitality and the love that the people show in India that they don't in all these other countries. And don't get me wrong, a lot of countries like Japan, very nice, humble people. I'm just saying they don't go out of their way like the Indians do. And, touching my feet and namaste. So that's where it all went from there. And when I went to India the first time in 2009, I fell so in love with India that I've been going back twice a year since 2009. Now, I know it's insane and I know it's crazy, but that is my love for India. So what happened over time, I was seeing that India wasn't getting the credit that it deserved. Everybody kept attacking India for whatever political agenda they had and just saying horrible things about the country, India. And all these polls that these that you see NDTV doing, CNN, that India is so dangerous, and oh my God. So it made me literally angry. So I had to get my voice out there and tell the truth about India from a foreigner's perspective, being I've been to India 23 times. So that's when I wrote a couple books. I told the truth about India. I'm active on social media, and I get out there. I do events, either here in the United States with my Indian community or in India. So, I became an activist, and I started my website. You can find it www.voiceforindia.com, because it catapulted in this huge, oh my God, it became so huge that I wanted people to feel a part of Voice for India, because it's not just me, it's everybody in India, all the Indians around the world, they can take part in it. And, there's a form, they can fill out the form. I put on the email list. I get other organizations in India. I put a section in there about their organization, because I have hundreds and hundreds of people coming to my website daily. So I put that, so people go, and they'll say, oh, this organization is wonderful in India. They're helping the cows. So it's kind of like that, so everybody can get involved. So it's just for my love for India, and I love you Indian people so much. I love you guys so much. You guys are the best in the world. You guys make me so happy. It's like I'm so grateful for the country India. I'm so grateful for Hinduism. I'm just so grateful for the Hindu community, all my Indian brothers and sisters. I love you guys so much. You guys are my life. I love you guys.
Thank you, Renee, and that's so much love which is coming from audiences also, and that they're going to say there are questions. I'll read them out in the last 10 minutes before we close on to this. But there are many questions which are related to when you say Hinduism. When you talk about Hinduism, you are following. I know that you tweet a lot about that. That too in Hindi, you put it across on Twitter so that it reaches out to many of Indians as well. So when you say that you have been seeing and you have been watching how Indian people themselves are, taking Hinduism when it comes to their basic things, whether it's religion or it's about doing or worshipping gods or anything related to that, we are divided like kind of on many parts. So how do you take it? Because what as a foreigner, like sitting there in some other country and watching a country which has such a huge spiritual values, a lot of things which we carry on as Hindus. What's in your mind for this particular thing which is currently going on in Indian political social scenario? What do you say about that?
Oh, you mean how people perceive Hinduism in India? Is that what your question is? I'm not too sure I completely understood.
Okay, you didn't
How people?
understand. I'll just repeat. How do you take currently the kind of incidences which are happening here in India? You said that
Oh,
you say
okay.
Hindu
Against
is in
the.
India.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
I
You
don't
know
have
what? We
any
haven't
idea
kind
things.
of. The thing is breaking up, so I'm having a hard time hearing you. We have a bad connection, but I think I understood what you said about what's happening to the Hindus
Yes,
itself in India with all this discrimination.
yes,
That's one of my main things that I'm really vocal and I'm an activist about, because there's so much Hindus being discriminated in India. I mean, everybody wants to accuse, the Hindus are intolerant. They're causing these riots. Every time when something happens with a Muslim, everybody automatically, Modi's government, Amit Shah, it was the Hindus, and then these pseudo seculars in India, they claim to be Hindus. They always go against the Hindus, but
yes,
it must be a Hindu thing, because even here in America, Hindus are discriminated. I don't know if anybody knows, but I was a Hindu and I was discriminated against my religion, against where I used to work, and I sued them and I won. So it's not just in India where people are attacking the Hindus. It's here in America. Believe it or not, I was a pure example of Hindu discrimination of what's happening, and I wouldn't take it. I fought up, I sued, and I won. So I just want to tell my Hindu brothers and sisters, don't sit back and take it, because you know what? It never will stop. We have to stand up, not aggressively, but assertively, and stand up for ourselves. And don't let these media, Bollywood, any of them push you around, because we lost another Hindus. We not lost enough of Hindus through the centuries, from genocides to like maybe a Hindu, being butchered because he fell in love with a Muslim girl. There's all these different incidents. So I always try to encourage my Hindu brothers and sisters to you really can't be quiet, because if you are, people will walk all over you. And that's what they did to me. They were making fun of me because I was a Hindu, I was a vegetarian, I had Lord Shiva on my desk. They thought that they can make fun of me and pick on me, and I wouldn't say anything. Well, guess what? I stood up and I fought with them daily when I was working there, and I took them to court and I won. So this is what can happen. You can put these people in their places and shut their mouth, because I don't know if they have this concept that Hindus are meek and mild and vegetarians, and you know what I'm saying, that they can walk all over us. They have that perception of us, but we need to turn it around, and show assertiveness and stand up for ourselves.
Right, very correct. We need to understand that strength which Hindus have within the Hinduism gives you the spirituality which it comes along with. We can talk more on those things because it's a huge, huge, huge subject in itself, really. And then coming again to certain things which are going on in India and it's affecting international fan and followers of the actor whose mysterious death has affected many internationally. Even in US, there is a big voice for Sushant Singh Rajput. So I was about to come to that particular topic to you, how it's going on and what's your take on this entire thing. There are certain developments which have happened in the past 2 days, but yes, still we are waiting for justice for SSR, and we all would like to know, from Indian government side
Mhm.
also from the investigative, agency. But what's happening there in USA as far as SSR death case is concerned? What are the sentiments around? Because his followers, even his sister is there in US. So what do you say about that?
Yeah, so actually in California, it's not so widespread here in America as it is in India, obviously. But they put out a huge billboard out in California, Northern California somewhere. I don't know the exact location, that said justice for Sushant. So that's about all I really seen here. People don't really talk about it. But the latest I heard, and I was kind of really disappointed and sad that the Ames had decided to close the case
Yes.
and say that it was a suicide. It just seems like everything that happened when they first found him, he committed suicide. It was all done in 15 minutes. No one would investigate it. Obviously, somebody's covering up something. And I love Subramaniam Swamiji, because he's relentless and he wants to get down. Like we all know how Swamiji is. I just love him to death. He's like my favorite. He wants to. He's saying, "Don't give up hope." I mean, somebody's probably getting paid off, doing something corrupt. And it's really sad how Bollywood, because I first started
Yes.
watching Bollywood back in 2005. And back then, it was like so different than it is today. It got hard. Today, oh my God, it's disgusting. I don't know who could watch a Bollywood movie. These Bollywood actresses and actors, they're just disgusting the way they act. And secondly, they never ever, you hardly ever hear them say anything to defend a Hindu. Maybe once in a while, Akshay Kumar might come out and say something to defend, but most of them, they're all quiet. They never say a word when something happens to a Hindu. Never. That's why I tell, don't watch these Bollywood movies. They're so stupid. I just can't believe they're worse than Hollywood actors. They really are. They're just like, they went mad. They went crazy in their behavior and the way they act. I'm even shocked myself. It's like, long gone are the good old days in Bollywood, even before 2005. The movies, the music, the love story, like it was so beautiful. Like that was real Bollywood. Now it's just disgusting. You can't even watch a movie, maybe once in a while, like the movie Yuri, I'm sorry. I didn't see that yet, but I heard it's a really good movie. Something that doesn't target Hindus, that has some truth to it. But other than that, it's absolutely pitiful how I can't believe how these actors and actors, the way they're behaving, it's just so sinful. They act worse than Hollywood stars. It's like, I don't know if they're trying to prove something or be different because they're in India. I really don't know, but it's just these people are a disgrace.
Yeah, currently what is happening in Bollywood, especially, that is something which we also have to admit to large extent that yes, that is should this is something which should not have happened, but that is happening. But yes, there is some hope that yes, things will turn out to be positive in coming times, and they will understand, and then the basically the drug cartel which is happening, this drug syndicate which has got
Yes.
CBI attention, and then the NCB attention, then the ED attention. A lot of things are going on out here. But yes, coming to many things which are related to women's safety and child's children's safety, and there were certain angles which have been given about child trafficking also to certain extent, and those having international links also. So what would you like to comment upon that particular aspect when we talk about international links of Bollywood? These two things, do you think this exists, or this is something which is like just myths or rumors which are going around for the ages now, and
Yeah.
there's
No,
nothing
yeah,
like
I
nothing
just
hard about it?
no, I believe I had read, I can't remember where or where what site it was, that they're linked to these Pakistan terrorist organization. I think a lot of these Bollywood stars, they're being paid off kickbacks from Islam. I think that's why a lot of them, they don't want to defend the Hindus for that reason. They're getting paid big money. So, they'll basically sell their soul to the devil for money. This is how Bollywood is today. It's not like the good old days. They're all sold out to Islam. That's why they can't come out and say anything about Hindu. So that's how I feel about them. And that's why I feel no Hindus, should give any money, rupees, to watch any Bollywood movies because they're a joke. Now, I do like Akshay Kumar. I think he's the lesser of the evils, I guess to say, when it comes to Bollywood stars. He does come out and support Hindus once in a while, but the other ones, they won't. But if a Muslim girl is killed, then yes, they all come out. I'm ashamed of being Hindustani. This is their propaganda. So, yeah, I think we all really need to really boycott them and let them go bankrupt to teach them a lesson. But, we just can't sit here and say it. You have to take action and do it and make them bankrupt.
That's something which is correct, because this is the public who can make or break them, and that's in public and audiences and always, because that's the that's Bollywood or it's Hollywood or any other public appearances things wherein it is related to public. So of course you are right that it's in publics, and definitely, and we want to talk about as I said, that there are certain things which are imbibed by Hollywood also certain extent in Bollywood. What's your comment upon that? Because the Me Too movement, if I talk about that very slightly, I'll take your time for 2 minutes on this particular aspect, because it's related to women, it's related to girls. So I wanted to point out little thing about it. What do you say about that? Because it started from Hollywood, then it came till India, and it took a big scenario over here, and then it turned out. So what do you say about
Oh,
the
oh,
sexual
the Me
harassment or things
Too.
which are related?
Oh, you mean the Me Too movement?
I'm just asking the kind of things which are there are in Bollywood. There are people who try to copy, or probably they try to copy
They're
how
always
many.
copying
Yes,
America. I know, not
so
only just with the Me Too movement, with other things. Like, for instance, with the Black Lives Matter. Here comes them bimbo
yeah,
Bollywood actresses, right? Halfway around the world, they're supporting Black Lives Matters, right? Don't
yes,
Hindu
yes.
lives matter? These people, it's like whatever's trending in America, oh,
Yeah,
it's
they sitting here
cool,
are supporting
it's
Black Lives Matter, but not
fashionable.
supporting Hindu Lives Matter. Very correct. Yeah, that's something
Yeah,
which
I
is
know. They think it's so cool. So, and then I had did a video which went pretty much viral about, you bimbos in Bollywood are supporting Black Lives Matter, but you won't support Hindu Lives Matter. And then you're talking about the color of somebody's skin being discriminated. But didn't I just see you in a commercial last week with Fair and Lovely? You hypocrites. These people are, that's how stupid they are. They are so stupid. And this Me Too movement, it's all like politics, right? Wrapped around it. Because with Joe Biden running for president, some lady came out and said years ago that he was molesting her and all this. So she did the Me Too movement. I think it was like a month or two ago. Now, all these people in Hollywood and politicians, oh yeah, me too, me too. They're all promoting it, right? But
Start.
when Joe Biden, one lady came out with the Me Too, they all shut up. They were quiet. They didn't want no part of the Me Too movement. It's all what fits their political agenda. I mean, it's all like a joke. And also, Black Lives Matter is a joke. I'm not saying that Black Lives Matter don't matter. They do. But we're doing all lives matter because all lives matter, not just Black Lives Matter. And Black Lives Matter was founded by two women who were paid by billionaire George Soros to start this. And if you look at them, they're always doing rioting. They're destroying our country. They are a Marxist group, and people need to wake up. The lady who started Black Lives Matter, she went to jail. She was in prison for terrorism or something. And they let her out of prison. And then she started Black Lives Matter because she was funded by George Soros to do this. The whole thing is corruption. That's why they're going around rioting, tearing down our cities. And Trump wants to put the army in there to stop them from all these riots. But the Democratic cities won't let them. They want the riots because they want to tear our economy apart. It's all a propaganda. So Joe Biden wins the election. Joe Biden is in cahoots with Black Lives Matter. It's all propaganda to destroy our businesses and economy to make Trump look bad.
Correct. And that's very correct. The points you have mentioned over here are valid. And I agree with you to a large extent on all the points what you have said. So we are coming to another thing, which is about other country. When we talk about India, China, and Pakistan, you know what's been happening on border, how China has tried to betray us all the time, and now it's high time India is giving them back. But at the same time, there's this part of India, there is this chief minister, ex-chief minister rather, Farooq Abdullah's comment, which you must have seen, that he's saying that even if China tries to come and help them in J&K, he's kind of a person who would prefer them over Indian rule. So what do you say about such kind of comments coming in from within India? How does one feel about this entire international things when it's going on around?
Oh, I'm sorry. We were breaking up. I didn't hear some of the points.
Okay, I'll just sum it up again. I'm asking about China and India face-off, which had happened recently.
Oh,
It's going on, right? It's going
yes.
on. So it's going on. And what's your take on this entire thing? And then I'll come to Kashmir also for 5 minutes. Firstly,
Mm-hmm.
about China and India, the way they are trying to betray India time and again. And India is also giving them back, of course. But at the same time, when you look at US being the power, the kind of power US has and the kind of relation India and US share. And then there is this China. So what's going to happen? What do you say in your opinion? If US is with China, US is going to help India. What's happening within the US about that? Then I'll come to Kashmir because I clubbed two questions in one earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. So my opinion is everybody can see that China wants to take over the world. They're coming in, attacking India. They're coming in here. Now, just for an example, like the China virus, I call it the China virus. That was biowarfare done in the Wuhan lab. It leaked out. It was meant here to destroy our economy before the election was coming up. This is how evil China is. And I feel India needs to defend its country, against China. Because and I've seen Modi do it. He's been putting his foot down against China the same way that Trump has been here. China does not want Trump to win the election. He wants Biden to win the election because he has all these ties and cahoots with China. And if Trump wins, the India and American, alignment will be even more powerful against China. And that's what China don't want because they know right now America and India are stronger than ever. Modi and Trump, they're really best friends. They have each other's back. They look after each other. They have the same ideology. They have the same ideology to save their country. And China doesn't like that because China wants to take over the world. These people, you can't blink an eye. They are so corrupt. So when Trump wins, that would give even more strength for the India and America's, union together, because China, they just won't stop attacking India for this, attacking America for this. And it's just, it's just been crazy. I just know a little about the attack in India. I'm not really too,
Yeah.
well versed on that area itself.
So thank you, Renee, for highlighting this. I know we have a little time left with us because you need to go. So there's this question which has come on WhatsApp on Nation Talks. They are asking that the general sentiment in India is that the Joe Biden lobby, including Kamala Harris, are supposedly pro-Islamists and pro-Kashmiri separatists. What do you say?
Yeah, that's absolutely dead on correct. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they're for the Kashmiri rights. They're
Yeah.
pro-Pakistan, pro-Islam, anything against India. They're fighting against CAA, the what is it, the NRI. They want all the Muslim immigrants flooding in through India, flooding in through America. That's why I tell everybody, if Biden wins, not only is America in danger, in trouble, India is also in trouble, because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, they are anti-India. They hate Modi. They attack Modi on so much legislation. They hate Modi and they're anti-Hindu. So we need Trump to win, not just to save America from Islam and their pro-Islamic agenda, but it protects and saves India from these people. I mean, they are just, oh my God, they must be getting so much like kickbacks or something from the Middle East. I mean, it's just, it's scary. It's actually scary. Joe Biden just recently said he wants to let in 11 million illegal immigrants in America if he wins. 11 million, most of them from Islamic countries. You know what that means? We're going to be in danger. We're going to have murders on the streets, rapes on the street. Look what happened to London, Germany now, Paris. You can't go to these places. He wants that here. And he also said he wants Islam taught in our schools. This is how much pro-Islam. He wants Islam taught in our school. He's going around chanting, Inshallah, Inshallah. He's a Muslim. Don't let him fool you. He's not a Christian. He is a Muslim. That's why he wants all Muslim immigrants in America. He wants Muhammad taught in schools. This is crazy. This is crazy. And India is going to be in trouble too if Joe Biden gets in.
Yeah, very correct, and thank you for sharing these straight kind of views which you have shared. There are a few more questions. I'll take 5 more minutes of yours. What are your views? They are appreciating. Firstly, I'll just put them on the positive. They are saying hi to you. Kudos to you, ma'am. Always loved India for loving India. He's saying
Thank you, Aman, John. Thank you. Thank you.
enjoying elite life. Thank you, Aman. That's
Thank
something.
you.
These are the things, Renee, which has come. What's at stake for India in the U.S. presidential election that we have already shared? Renee has commented upon. If you would like to highlight some more points for
Yeah,
India.
yeah. India is in big stakes if Joe Biden wins, because, they're fighting against the CAA, everything. They don't support the Hindus. They hate Modi. It's just going to be, the same scenario here with pro-Islam. It's going to, everything that Trump supports with Modi on legislation, Joe Biden, the Democrats are totally against everything. Kamala Harris says she wants to fight for the Kashmiri rights. So you can see there's such an alignment with Pakistan. in Islam, that it's going to be problems in India too. But I'm almost 100% certain. Everybody thinks that Trump's going to win by a landslide, and I wouldn't believe myself if he wins by a landslide. The only thing is the mail-in ballots. Because of the coronavirus, a lot of the Democratic states want to do mail-in ballots, and every day there's been corruption on mail-in ballots. Every single day, the Democrats are trying to steal the election by these mail-in ballots. And every day, New Jersey, California, Pennsylvania, you're hearing all these mail-in ballots corruptions. So this is going to be a problem with the election, is all these mail-in ballots.
Yeah. There's one more question by Sharath Kumar. I'll take few more questions because Rene has to go right now. What's Trump stands in China and Kashmir propaganda? Have you ever got to know about it? More readings or through any of the election campaigns? Is he? Have you got to know about it? Because in India we got to know more about it, but he's still asking about this. The entire
Yeah,
China election.
I really can't. I don't know what Trump's stand is on Kashmir. I haven't heard him speak about it or talk about it or anything like that. But I know one thing, that Trump does align with Modi's, legislation on practically everything. I never there's so much alike. I always say it's just mind blowing. Trump never was against CAA, all this other stuff. So what it's kind of like what Modi is thinking and doing, Trump is like on the same wavelength. So yeah, but for the Kashmir, I haven't heard anything about Trump saying it. But I did hear Kamala Harris say, I think it was a month ago in some video, I don't know when she said the video, that she's going to support the Kashmiri rights.
Mr. Anil is saying that he has followed you on Twitter, so that's the comment which is coming.
Oh, thank you.
That's the thing, and that's it for now. Thank you, Rene, for joining me and addressing. I would, before I close on, because you have to rush, and we wish your father good health, and wish him a speedy recovery because he's not keeping well. So wish him speedy recovery, and still you took out time to address and raising your voice with us for India, for Hinduism, and on you have shared a lot of views on US elections as well. So thank you, Rene. Your message to all the viewers and audiences who are watching you, who are going to follow us and you and everyone out there in US.
Thank you so much. I just want to say, everybody out there, is watching now or watch it later, just like everybody is praying, just because I believe in the power of prayer, and I'm sure everybody does too. It really is true. So everybody's praying. Everybody for Trump here, and the Republicans, all the families, they're all praying for Trump. I know a lot of people in India, the Hindus, all praying for Trump. So we have to pray, for this election, because like I said earlier, the Democrats are trying to, rig the election. And I really believe in the power of prayers and everything. So we all have to get together and keep praying every day. Like every day I pray all the time, because these people, you can't trust them. They are so corrupt. You have no idea. The Democratic Party, they're like Congress and Rahul Gandhi in India. You can compare them to Rahul Gandhi in Congress. They're like that. So, we just got to keep praying. And so I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. I love you guys so much, and
thank you.
Guys,
Short time, we have to close this. Though there were more questions, people wanted to ask you about a lot of things about certain
yeah,
things.
you know what? They could just write the comments on the YouTube or something, or on my Facebook, and then if I see it, I'll respond to their comment.
Sure. So thank you, Rene, for taking our time. Thank you once again. Have a great day and lovely, beautiful week ahead. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Ram Ram.
Thank you. Namaste. Thanks a lot.